Once again, Robinhood is thinking about the brokerage business completely differently than most of its competitors. And I think yesterday's announcement of Robinhood Legend, which is a advanced trading product, something that Robinhood has been talking about for quite a while. Hey, we're a leader in mobile trading, in kind of smaller accounts, retail investors. But what we don't have a big presence in is active traders, people who are trading futures and options, want all kinds of charts on a whole bunch of different screens. This is something that a lot of the volume that goes through the market looks exactly like that. So they introduce a product that they're calling Legend that is going to be available to gold members. And just like their traditional trading product, the fee structure, the way the entire business is set up is completely different than most other active trading platforms. This is going to be very, very low cost. But there is a way that Robinhood is going to make money on this product. So I want to dig into exactly what they announced and then what the financial impact will be, because we are seeing exactly what Robinhood is trying to do from a financial perspective. They're not going to necessarily make a ton of money on the trades themselves, but there is a bunch of ways for them to make money on more active trading. My name is Travis Hoium. Thanks for watching Asymmetric Investing. Please subscribe here on YouTube for all my content. And thanks to this video sponsor, The Motley Fool. If you go to fool.com/ASYM, they'll give you your top 10 stocks to buy right now. Let's get to what Robinhood announced. Here is the release from Robinhood, and you can see that they're calling this the Legend Awakens because the product is called Robinhood Legend. And you can see that it's a little bit more of an advanced trading platform than you would normally see on the Robinhood website. A couple of interesting things about this. This is a web-based product. So this is not an app that you're going to be downloading and maybe opening up a whole bunch of screens in your trading. It's just going to be run on the web, even if you're running multiple screens. They said during the presentation that they've tested this with up to 7 different screens. And this area right here is kind of a canvas that you can bring in anything you want for your active trading. So the things that they're highlighting: advanced trading tools, up to 8 charts in a single window, all kinds of different chart types like candle, lines, and more, deep analysis, real-time data. So you're going to be able to see that actual bid and ask data in here as well. That's another feature that they even brought out to the mobile app. Relatively simple trading. I'll show an example of that. And then linking as well. And that's what's going to allow you to use multiple monitors and sync different groups to be able to have information basically update in real time. Again, a few screens here that I can show. Some of the big additions is futures are being added at Robinhood. Right now, there's not going to be a ton of those, but just some simple things like the S&P 500 oil and Bitcoin are going to be valuable for a lot of people who are doing active trading. Those futures trades are going to be pretty low commissions. 50 cents is what they say for Robinhood Gold members, 75 cents for non-gold members. They're also adding index options and a bunch of these bonuses that they've had before. This was really what brought a lot of customers in after their spring event, was these bonuses: 1% on account transfers, 2% on account transfers if you have a $10,000 margin balance, and 3% on IRA transfers for Robinhood Gold members. So what's the theme here? Robinhood wants more customers signing up for gold. That's going to be the first thing. But the other thing that they want is more assets under custody by more customers. So this is the number that is worth keeping an eye on, is assets under custody, $143.6 billion as of the end of August. We will get those numbers for September when they release earnings. But this is a number that's been climbing steadily. This is partly because the market has been doing pretty well, but it's also because they've been adding customers at a pretty rapid rate, which you can see in this funded customer side. This bottom right chart is what I think Robinhood is really trying to grow with these announcements with Legend. They want to increase their margin book. There are a few ways for brokerages to make money. You can make money on transactions. The way that Robinhood does that is with payment for order flow. It doesn't look like a lot of these advanced features are going to be going through that same payment for order flow structure. So this is going to be a little bit more direct to the exchange. But these more active traders are likely going to be trading more on margin. So that means that they're going to be taking out money and paying interest on that. So you need to have two things. You need to have the borrower, and you also need to have the lender in that case. So more assets under custody means you have more money to lend on your margin book. That increases your volumes, whether that's equities or options or even cryptocurrencies, which you can see right here. All of these things work together to create a money-making machine for Robinhood. And that's the reason that they want to get into this market. Hey, we have a really good product for retail traders, people who are maybe making a few trades on their phone. Maybe they have a few $1,000s in their account. Robinhood, the average Robinhood account is still relatively small, but we want to get traders who have $100,000, $1 million in their accounts, and they're doing active trading every single day. This is what that is moving towards. That's what these features are being built for.
Thanks to our friends at The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/ASYM for the top 10 stocks to buy right now.
When you look at the products that Robinhood is introducing and what the impact is going to be on the financials, I think this chart is really telling for the business. In green here, you have options revenue. You can see that during the pandemic, 2020, 2021, that was a huge business. That business has still not recovered to where it was back then. And that makes a lot of sense because people are not doing as much YOLO trading as they were back then. Same thing with equities trading. Equity trading revenue has not gotten back to that same level. But what has grown? Net interest revenue has grown. And that's going to be interest that Robinhood is making on the balances that are in accounts and on things like margin loans. So this is where, again, growing the ecosystem and understanding how Robinhood is going to grow its revenue base and grow net income in the process is really critical for investors. They're trying to differentiate themselves by saying, hey, we're going to have lower fees and offer you more features from a trading perspective. All those charts and things, those are things that traders often pay a lot for an outside service. But now we're going to build that into the brokerage. We're going to give it to you, and we're going to have low fees. What is it going to cost? It's going to cost your Robinhood Gold membership. So that's going to be $50 to $70 a year, relatively low cost. But again, that's going to be a profit center. So you can run your normal business at more of a break even because you have that membership that is starting at that is just ongoing revenue year after year. So it's a different way to think about a brokerage business than we typically have in the past. Instead of making money on transactions, Robinhood is making money on Robinhood Gold, wants to increase that user base, and also making more money on margin loans. That is a place that brokerages often make a lot of their money, but it hasn't been something that's been hugely meaningful for Robinhood in the past. But you can see from that chart that it's now over half of the company's revenue is net interest revenue. So I think all of these features, all of the additions that they've made, the bonuses that they're giving to customers are really just moving the company forward in its long-term vision to be the place that more and more people, whether you're a retail trader, whether you're using a mobile device, whether you're using a desktop, want to do their trading. I'm not somebody who does a lot of active trading. I make maybe a couple of trades a month for my asymmetric portfolio, but Robinhood is a great platform to do that. You can even do things like make money on allowing people to borrow your stock. So they're offering tools, and Vlad has talked about this in the past, that they're offering tools that were often available only to high-end investors at the larger brokerage houses, offering those to more people. And this is just another example of that, giving the tools that a lot of high-end investors, hedge fund investors are looking at every day. Now you can use it just by being a Robinhood Gold member. So I think that's a really interesting way to look at the business and how they're growing this business long term. It's going to be, I think, slow and steady growth as they continue to add more and more customers, particularly with those bonuses. So look for this to just be another piece of the growth story for Robinhood. I don't think this necessarily changes the game, but it does change where they're probably going to make their money. Look for that margin loan number to increase steadily over time if they are able to attract more active traders. But let me know what you think of Robinhood Legend in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to Asymmetric Investing. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you here next time.